Top 5 US Airline Hijackings of the 60s. Before we start, I would like you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Court Climate. 5. Braniff Flight 38. On January 12, 1972, a Braniff Flight 38 Boeing 727 was hijacked from Houston, Texas as it was bound for Dallas. The lone hijacker was Billy Gene Hurst, Jr., a man with a long history of mental illness and unstable behavior. Armed with a .22 caliber pistol, Hurst hijacked the plane and then allowed all 94 passengers to deplane after landing at Dallas Love Field. He continued to hold the 7 crew members hostage, demanding to fly to South America and asking for $2 million in cash as well as parachutes, a .357 Magnum pistol, and jungle survival gear. However, Hurst would never get to jump from the aircraft. Before taking off and while he was distracted by a package containing the parachute and .357 handgun, modified so it could not be shot, the crew secretly fled the airplane. With no hostages left on the plane, the police stormed the aircraft and arrested Hurst without incident. He was tried and sentenced to 20 years in prison. 4. Eastern Airlines Flight 1320. Shuttle Flight 1320 was heading from Newark, New Jersey to Boston and coming in for a landing when it was hijacked at 7:30 p.m. on March 17, 1970. The hijacker, a man by the name of John DeVivo, who had a bullet still lodged in his head from an earlier incident, had a .38 caliber revolver and demanded the stewardess take him to the cockpit of the DC-9. Once there, all he demanded was to be taken east. The pilot instructed the stewardess to return to the cabin, and when she did, the pilot and co-pilot struggled with DeVivo for the gun. DeVivo then shot the pilot, Captain Robert Wilbur Jr., twice, once in each arm. Though he was injured from gunshot wounds and bleeding, Wilbur, a former Air Force pilot, flew the aircraft to a safe landing. DeVivo also shot the co-pilot, First Officer James Hartley, once in the chest. 3. TWA Flight 2. On January 28, 1972, TWA Flight 2 was flying over Chicago Midway between Los Angeles and New York when a career criminal and bank robber by the name of Garrett Trapnell tried to hijack the plane. Trapnell, the nephew of World War II and Bataan Death March veteran Thomas Trapnell, boarded the jetliner in Los Angeles with an automatic pistol concealed inside a fake plaster arm cast. He took control of the plane and demanded $306,800 in cash, the release of Angela Davis, as well as that of a friend of his who was also imprisoned, and clemency from President Richard Nixon. At one point, he threatened to crash the plane into the terminal at JFK if his demands were not met. The plane landed at Kennedy Airport, and while the crew was being changed on the ground, agents from the FBI took control of the airplane, shooting and wounding Trapnell. 2. American Airlines Flight 119. By mid-1972, the D.B. Cooper copycat hijack craze was in full swing across the USA. In the 9th copycat hijacking attempt, Martin J. McNally, under the pseudonym of Robert W. Wilson, hijacked S.A. Louis, Missouri to Tulsa, Oklahoma, American Airlines Flight 119. McNally demands $502,500, picking up on Trapnell's idea to ask for not-even amounts of cash. McNally forced the pilots to fly the plane back and forth between Tulsa and St. Louis while authorities counted out the $502,500. This time, the hijacker was armed with a .45 caliber submachine gun he snuck on board in a trombone case. I realize security was relaxed in 1972 by today's post-September 11, 01 standards, but really, a machine gun? When he took charge of the flight, the gunman at first ordered the pilot to return to St. Louis, changed his mind and directed the flight to Fort Worth, Texas. 1. Northwest Orient Airlines Flight 305. In what would become the only still unsolved hijacking case in U.S. history, on November 24, 1971, the now famous D.B. Cooper hijacked a Northwest Orient Airlines flight, a Boeing 727-100 which was flying from Portland, Oregon to Seattle, Washington. The hijacker checked in as Dale Cooper, paying cash for his ticket. He boarded the airplane and hijacked it. When the first Newswire reporter from the Washington area picked up on the unfolding hijacking over police radio, he asked if the police had a name for a suspect. In fact, they did. The police had interviewed the man who sold Cooper the ticket and asked him if any of the passengers looked suspicious. Without hesitating, the airline employee responded, "Yes, Dale Cooper." The police told the news reporter the suspect's name was D. Cooper. The reporter asked if that was a D or a B. The person responded, "Yes." And thus the legend of D.B. Cooper was born. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen, because I'm sure you'll love them.